What's wrong?
He's reacting to outside stimuli, showing an awareness of his surroundings. My God, Miranda, I think he's waking up.
Damn it, Wilson, he's not ready yet. Give him the sedative. Shepard, don't try to move. Just lie still. Try to stay calm.
Heart rate's still climbing. Brain activity is off the charts. Stats pushing into the red zone. It's not working.
Another dose. Now.
Heart rate dropping. Stats falling back into normal range. That was too close. We almost lost him.
I told you your estimates were off. Run the numbers again.
Wake up, Commander. Shepard, do you hear me? Get out of that bed now. This facility is under attack. Shepard, your scars aren't healed, but I need you to get moving. This facility is under attack. There's a pistol in the locker on the other side of the room. Hurry! Grab the pistol and armor from the locker.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get a whole bunch of messages on the right-hand side, which are basically all the bonus things I got from by importing a character. They'll be summarized at the end, so we'll look at them then. For now, I'm going to go into the squad menu, which is no longer accessible by a hotkey. You have to go through the menu. And spend my bonus. I'm starting out on level 3 because I imported a high-level character. This screen works kind of similar to the previous game. We still have our Paragon and Renegade scores. You can see I got a sizable bonus Paragon to start with, because I was a full Paragon in the previous game. I also got some Renegade bonus, but it's actually too small to actually show up on this meter. Unlike the previous game, there are fewer passive talents to put points in. In fact, there's only one passive talent, which is Tech Mastery. So there's no more Charm and Intimidate. Instead, your Paragon and Renegade score directly influences which conversation options you can access. So you no longer have to manually put points in those things. There's also no weapon skills anymore that you need to put points in to actually be able to hit anything. In general, the whole role-playing game elements have been diminished quite a lot in this game. You just have powers, and they have far fewer tiers as well, rather than being able to put like 20 points into each talent. There's only 4 steps. Each step costs more. Currently I have 4 points to distribute, but if I want to get this, it will actually cost 2 points, and this one will cost 3 points, and this one will cost 4 points. So in order to fully level up Overload, I will need 9 points, if my math isn't failing me. Incinerate, currently locked, as is our Cryoblast and Hacking. For that, I basically just need to upgrade Overload first, and for these, the Combat Drone and other stuff. I already got Gav Shield Boost, and I've got a couple minor points. Got 1 in Overload, 1 in Combat Drone, 1 in Gav Shield Boost. So, let's see what I have right now. I have Overload, Massive Energy Blasts, Overpower Shields, and Synthetic Enemies. That works much the same way as the previous game, and I do want to put another point in there. Oh, apparently I can't double-click. I need to click Purchase, because it unlocks Incinerate. In addition to massive damage on shields and synthetic enemies, Overload now briefly stuns synthetic foes if the target's resistances are down. Which is useful, because otherwise Overload is quite pointless against enemies that are not shielded, and it is still pointless against organic enemies that are not shielded. I think on one of the higher ranks it will start doing damage to organics as well. Incinerate. Exploding flame damages the health and armor of anyone nearby. It's basically kind of like a projectile weapon. It sort of replaces the grenades in some way. incredibly useful, especially because you can use it to fire around cover. So I'm taking a point in that. This explosive plasma blast inflicts damage over time to all nearby enemies and permanently stops their health regeneration. Very effective against armor. A combination of Overload, which works against Shield, and Incinerate, which works against armor, makes Engineers one of the best classes to deal with fortified enemies. Well, I don't have enough points to upgrade Combat Drone any further. Command your very own battle drone. Well, take command very loosely. You can deploy it and then it will sort of wander around distracting enemies. It doesn't really do all that much. Spawns attack drone to draw enemy fire. The drone can electrically stun targets briefly and damage their shields. Only one drone can be active at a time. Combat drones can be quite useful in certain circumstances. They can definitely take the pressure off you because, like I said, they distract enemies. We don't have Cryoblast and AI hacking yet, so I'll read those once we unlock them. Tech Mastery makes your creative powers faster, flashier, and more frequent. Basically, this just helps all of your tech skills. So that's a good thing to put our last point in. Your engineering is more efficient, reducing the recharge time of your powers. Your mental focus increases your Paragon and Renegade scores. And we also have a point in Geth Shield Boost already, which is our bonus power. Co-opt Geth Shield technology to deflect attack damage. You can briefly reinforce your kinetic barrier with a high-energy Geth Shield that absorbs a large amount of damage. Alright. Now, apparently, we've saved Joker. And that's all. Apparently, we don't have an assignment yet for what we're doing here. But apparently the base where we were being brought back to life is under attack, and we have to escape.
Time to wait around, Shepard. Grab your weapon and armor.
I'll be the judge of that. This is basically the tutorial, which is useful if you're playing this for the first time, because the controls are different. And a lot of things are different in this game.
Focus, Shepard. Get the pistol and armor from the locker.
For one thing, before you would have to press E to activate things. Now you press space, which before brought up the HUD. Now shift brings up space. And trust me, that really screws you up if you play these games back to back for the first mission or so. Alright, we got a gun.
This pistol doesn't have a thermal clip.
It's a med bay. We'll get you a clip from... Damn it! Those canisters by the door are going to blow. Get behind cover now. Keep your head down, Shepard. Shield yourself from the blast.
Also, unlike the previous game, you don't automatically go into cover when you walk against a surface. You have to press space to do it. And you can exit cover either by pressing F or just by walking backwards.
Trying to kill you. Look for a thermal clip for your pistol.
Also, unlike the previous game, I'm gonna say that a lot in this bit, your weapons no longer have infinite ammo, and don't overheat when you're shooting. Instead, the heat is absorbed by thermal clips, which you need to eject once they are full to capacity, which is a lot of technobabble, but it basically just means you have limited ammo now. And we need to reload our weapon as well.
Looks like they set up a barricade to try holding the mechs off.
And we can climb over cover now, which... Ooh, there's a mech. So, combat is much the same as before.
We need to get to the shuttles.
You can shoot things. You can take a lot less damage though. You may have noticed the health bar has also changed, no longer in the bottom left, but instead it is only visible once you take damage and it's in the center of the screen. It is blue as long as you have shields and turns red if you don't, and once your red bar runs out you die. That logo seems familiar. Pick up some more of these thermal clips, which is basically like ammo. And I don't know how Shepard even knew he needed those, because they were introduced while he was dead. Must be psychic.
Shepard, security mechs are closing in on your position. Take cover. Don't take any chances. Stay in cover while while you take out those mechs.
You can do some fun things with the mechs, like shoot their legs off, in which case they start crawling on the floor. Which is fun. Oh, there's another one. Let's use the power. Overload. Boom. All of your powers now recharge simultaneously. So you need to wait until you can use any new power. And this is really not the way I want them to be. I want combat drone. Oh, that's not working. I want combat drone on 1, incinerate on 2, and yeah, Unity works different as well. Managel works different. We'll explain that later. And I want overload on 3, give shield boost on 7, Unity on 8. There we go. Now we'll see that incinerate is red, which means it's useless against the current target. It's not actually useless. Most of the time it says that, but it doesn't really do an awful lot of damage. What incinerate does is basically you use your Omni tool to construct a projectile, which is then fired towards the target, and it curves towards the target. So if the target is hidden behind cover, instead of aiming at the cover, you can sort of aim off towards the side, and as long as you still have a target selected, it will still curve towards it. It's not the only power that does that. The biotic push does it, Soldier's concussive shot does it. It's very useful, makes it possible to shoot around. Cover. Right now, because I'm not really high level yet, my powers take a long time to recharge, but once I'm really start to level up, I can use this a lot, and my reliance on guns will diminish. Let's show what that looks like. Let's incinerate this guy, even though it's not all that useful. Boom. See, it did some damage, but not a lot.
Engaged.
Nice work, Shepard.
Of course, I also have Gev Shield Boost. When I activate that, it looks like this. It will protect me, give me extra protection for a little while. It also has the side effect of immediately recharging your shields once you use it. There's a thermal clip there. So if you're in a tight spot, it can be useful to use Gev Shield Boost. Whoa, what the hell? That's a big mech!
Don't waste time, I can't keep the mechs distracted for long.
Okay, that's not gonna work. Strong windows. Why don't they make my armor out of whatever the hell it is they make these windows out of? Maybe it's too heavy.
More reinforcements heading your way. Grab the grenade launcher off the security officer's body.
How do you know that's there? Are you watching me? I don't see any cameras.
Here come the mechs. Use the grenade launcher to take them out.
The grenade launcher is the literal replacement for the grenades. We'll get different heavy weapons as well. We can always only carry one. Grenade launcher is the first one you get, and not the one I'll be using the most. We currently have 3 grenades. And let's see what it does, as the tutorial is instructing us.
Take the elevator down 1 floor.
I'm gonna switch back to my pistol. Blew up the tank. And took out all the mechs at once. Heavy weapons can be useful to deal with a lot of enemies at once, or to deal with very dangerous enemies.
Get to the door. Run.
That's another thing that catches you out if you've just come from Mass Effect 1 when playing this game. Is, like I said, shift now brings up the HUD and space runs, whereas in Mass Effect 1 it was the other way around.
You're doing great, Shepard. Head to the next room and I'll try to meet you. Shepard, you can read me. I've got them closing in on my position.
Uh-oh. We lost contact. Hopefully we can find our way out ourselves. I hope that whoever that is okay. Getting in there? No. Fortunately, I'm not coming from Mass Effect 1. I'm coming from Mass Effect 3 at the moment, so... that makes things easier, because Mass Effect 3 does use the same controls.
Allied force casualty. Hostile forces have engaged. Hostile forces have engaged.
Well, that's no fun, they just blew up by themselves. Ooh, laptop.
Progress is slow, but subject shows signs of recovery. Major organs are again functional, and there are signs of rudimentary neurological activity. In an effort to accelerate the process, we've moved from simple organic reconstruction of the subject to biosynthetic fusion. Initial results show promise.
Biosynthetic fusion? So not only am I a zombie, I'm a cyborg zombie. Wall save. Bypass. Unlike the previous game, you don't find random crap in every single container you come across. You can basically only find money in this game. And the hacking game is different. Highlight individual nodes to find matching symbols. When you found 2 matching symbols, select them to complete the circuit. Complete all circuits before you run out of time to bypass security. This game is, in many ways, even simpler than the old one. And this actually tells you how many credits are in the container. 975. And this tells you how many matching pairs we need to find. 5 in this case. Of course, we're on a time limit. The thing with the time limit is, it is quite generous. In case you've noticed, the pathways of the connections actually do follow the pathways on the circuit board that's in the background. Although, I don't find that an easy way to find the pairs. It's easier to just hover over them and try and find matching ones. Ooh, more laptops. Can find out what else happens.
Quick update. The cost of this project is astronomical. Over 4 billion credits so far. But nobody seems to care that we've gone over budget. I don't know where the boss gets all this money. Maybe it's better not to know. I just wish he'd kick a little more in my direction once in a while.
Wow. These guys must really have wanted me alive. 4 billion credits? And I thought I was rich with my nearly 1 billion credits, or was it? No, 10 million, I think, in the previous game. Is that me? Is that my skeleton? I guess so. I'm not allowed to shoot it, am I? No. Well, I am. It's because you're standing too close here, actually, that he puts his gun away. Shooting hologram, not useful. Let's move on. Wait, who is that? I hope we don't get to fight this thing with this measly pistol. Computer, more logs.
I can't figure Miranda out. As project director, she should be ecstatic at all the progress we've made. But she's still the same old Ice Queen. Maybe she's worried Shepard might become the new favorite. Or maybe she is just a pure cold-hearted bitch.
Or maybe it's both. Wait, I had a target there. What was that? The mech? Just walked by? Ooh!
Shepard, what the hell?
A guy! I don't know who he is, but... Oh, what the hell?
What are you doing here? I thought you were still a work in progress.
I just woke up. You probably know more than I do.
Right, sorry about that. I'm Jacob Taylor. I've been stationed here for...
Hostiles detected.
Damn it! Things must be worse than I thought if Miranda's got you running around. I'll fill you in, but we better get you to the shuttle first.
I accidentally picked something before. All these mechs don't seem to be able to hit anything, so let's ask some questions.
I know this isn't the best time, but I'm sick of stumbling around when I don't know what's going on.
Fair enough. I'll give you the quick version. You and your ship were attacked and destroyed. You were killed. Dead as dead can be when they brought you here. Our scientists spent the last 2 years putting you back together. You've been comatose, or worse, that whole time. Welcome back to your life.
2 years? Yikes. How did they even manage that? If I was brain dead for so long, that's quite a feat.
This doesn't look like an Alliance facility.
It isn't. I can't say much more than that for now. The Alliance officially declared you killed in action. The whole galaxy thinks you're dead. And if we don't get to those shuttles, they'll be right.
What happened to the rest of the Normandy's crew? That's a good question. We saw Liara get off, and we helped Joker get off, but that's about it. Oh, by the way, the person who shows up in that sequence in the beginning depends on who you romanced. I romanced Liara in the previous game, so she showed up. If you romanced Ashley or Kaden, they show up. If you didn't romance anyone, it's always the Vermeer survivor that shows up, so either Ashley or Kaden.
Were there any other survivors from the Normandy?
I'll tell you what. You help me finish off these mechs, and I'll play 20 questions with you all day. We're low on thermal clips, but I'm a biotic. Just give the order when you want me to hit them with the good stuff.
Good stuff? Don't make me laugh, you're a low-level biotic at the moment. Don't hold a candle to my old squad. But okay, I guess I'll do what the tutorial says and use this Jacob fellow's powers. We just saw him use a power, doesn't he need to recharge? He has an ammo power, so that improves his weapon, not mine. Once you level up the ammo powers, they actually do get the ability to apply to other squad members other than the one who has the power, so that's kind of nice. Okay, let's use pool on whatever this guy is. Well, another mech.
Collision proximity warning.
I'm falling back.
Backup systems needed.
Actually, come to think of it, I can put some points for him. Now, he has one locked power, which is because he's not loyal to me. We'll find out what that means later. This power will stay locked for the time being. Let's see. We'll give him an extra point in pool. Let's see what's pool. Levitates enemies, rendering them helpless while they drift towards you, which makes them easy to shoot. There's another thing with biotics in this game. You can do combinations that do more damage. We'll see that later. Or maybe not, because I'm not a biotic, it's kind of hard to pull them off. And because I don't usually give squad mates enemy actual instructions, it's even harder. Because the only time they'll do it by themselves is by accident. And even then it's only really possible if you have 2 biotics in your squad. Okay, well anyway, I'm gonna give him a pull point. Generates a mass effect field that levitates a target. And same description for both of them. And he has incendiary ammo, which bursts through armor, sets enemies on fire, and damages health. Incinerate also sets enemies on fire, and they will be disoriented by that for a short time, which also helps. I'm gonna give him a point in Cerberus Operative, boosts Jacob's combat skills, weapon damage, and health. Jacob's paramilitary training increases his combat effectiveness through his health and weapon damage. Now I have only 1 point left, and nothing left to buy for 1 point. So that's it. Alright. Well,